All right, welcome in, guys, to episode 11 of the Wildcard Lads. I'm Ryan.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Markello.
You guys ready for the final stretch?
Dude,
Well,
I'm just ready for the draft.
The home stretch.
I don't even.
The
Well,
season
final
flew by.
stretch for the Jets, their season's over. But we got great news today. The NFL draft dates were announced. This year it is April 29th,
I think. Yeah.
May 1st. And every other, I think free agency is in March 15th?
Something like that, yeah.
So they announced that, a few other things. But for us Jet fans, we've been ready for the draft since week one.
Week one.
Yeah. And
Giants fans are with you.
I will say this before we start. The way Seattle's going right now, I thought they were going to be picking in the 30s. At this point, they're going to be picking in the early 20s. So that trade just keeps getting better and better. Seattle, I love you, Russell Wilson. So I do want you to keep playing well so you can keep on the MVP, which is looking too good right now.
No,
But
I think he lost the MVP. Yeah, I think he lost the MVP to either Rodgers or Kyler.
You think it's over definitely over?
Yeah, I think it's definitely over.
Picks and he's lost too many games.
Yeah. I think it's either going to go to – I think it's going to go to Rodgers. I don't think Kyler. I think Kyler's thrown too many picks. He's been a little too sloppy this year for my liking. Rodgers has just been –
I mean, you're also not mentioning Mahomes again.
I feel like Mahomes is always just
being,
like a silent – like it's always like LeBron James. Like, you know what I mean?
Like
LeBron James is always in the MVP
touchdowns.
talk. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like LeBron James always in the MVP talk in the NBA. Like, of course, Pat Mahomes is going to be like the – but I just don't think you can give Pat Mahomes the MVP every time.
Well, I mean, he didn't win it last year.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I still think Russell has a chance because Kyler only, I mean, as good as that was, they're only 6-3. Josh Allen, I think he entered back into it, even though they lost the last 2 weeks.
Yes, I think so. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of I think there's a lot of ways it can go this year. Like I thought Russell had it locked up very early, and then the last 3 weeks have been like, what is going on here? So, but we still have 6 weeks left, so there's plenty of time for the Seahawks to turn it around. But this is going to be fun. It's not like a year where like Lamar kind of really ran away with it last year at this point. But Kyler is on pace for like 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards, which would be a first in NFL history. So if he accomplishes that, then and Arizona make the playoffs, which is looking more and more likely every week. I don't know how you would be able to give it to Russell.
Oh, how life gets easier when you get DeAndre Hopkins, man.
For a second,
we'll start. Well, that was insane. I don't know. I was watching that live. I had the red zone on. And
the Hail Mary?
Yeah, so they turned over to that when Josh Allen threw that pass to Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
He's like, oh, my God, that was a great play, Buffalo. You know, Josh Allen made a great play. They just won the game. And then there was no other games on at that point. So that was
the only game on.
So they were showing the drive. I was like, all right, Buffalo got this. And then I seen them blitzing Kyler. He gave like a little fake, and then he ran to the sideline, threw it when he was about to get hit. And I was like, when he threw it, I was like, oh, this has a chance. But then I seen 3 Bills. So I was like, all right, this is going to get swatted down or whatever.
You forgot DeAndre Hopkins was there, though.
Hopkins just somehow crazy hands.
Michael Thomas would have made that catch, too.
Peter, I have a question.
And Michael Thomas.
Can you at least say that DeAndre Hopkins is a top 3 receiver in the NFL now?
I never said he wasn't.
I'll tell you who isn't. Michael Thomas ain't no top 3 receiver this year.
No, most definitely not.
Anybody with his injuries wouldn't be a top 3 receiver this year. He's barely played.
I don't care. I hate that guy this year. Michael Thomas. I'm quitting fantasy football because of Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the NFL when healthy.
Okay.
No, he's not. DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm done with Michael Thomas. I hate him.
Yeah. I'll pass on Michael Thomas, bro.
Yeah, I'm passing on him too.
Go ahead.
I'll take Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins.
Well,
I'll even take Tyreek Hill over him, honestly.
No. All right, that's a little.
Tyreek is caught 149 balls.
Yeah. All right, dude. I can catch 149 slant routes. Last time people said all these
receivers are better than him. He caught 100.
Yeah, but he was just like force the ball. Like that's what the Saints are doing this year with Kamara. But Kamara's actually like special.
Pretty much, yeah. They're just like force feeding him the ball because he's the only option.
That's what it was last year because Kamara was injured, and they had no number 2 receiver. That's not saying Michael Thomas is bad. It's just saying like
No, but yeah,
Well, top 5
his numbers
receiver.
are
I just wouldn't-
inflated.
Yeah, I'm not
His
paying.
numbers are definitely inflated.
Yeah, and obviously he's been hurt this year, so like.
But let's get into week 1. This is probably going to decide the
11.
division. I mean, week 11. Sorry,
I wish
the
we
first
hit
matchup.
that button. That's how fast this year is going, honestly.
The first matchup of the week. This is probably going to decide their division. Actually, the Cardinals and Seahawks.
This one's tough because like
They're
I
both
honestly
playing.
I know it's weird to say because like everyone thinks like running backs don't matter, but ever since Chris Carson's gotten injured, they blew that game too. Like that Arizona game where it went to overtime and the Cardinals won.
He's coming back. He's coming back 100%
He's
to
pretty
play.
good to go. But without him the last few weeks, it's been a utter disaster.
DJ Dallas is not the guy, huh?
No, and then they made then it started being like Alex Collins and then like Travis Homer, so they just started going in a weird rotation, and it just.
I mean, that's what you do when you don't have like a solidified guy that you can trust. You just like rotate whoever is like you feel is gonna have the hot hand.
No, but like teams knew because like Homer doesn't run the ball at all. Like whenever he's in, they just know that they're gonna pass the ball. So like Russell's gotten blitzed a lot, and Buffalo really got to him, and the Rams really, I think they picked him off 3 times, and Aaron Donald.
Yeah, it was not a good game for him.
It's weird. Jared Goff didn't throw a single touchdown, but
the defense just carried him to the weight. Like Jalen Ramsey locked up DK Metcalf.
I know. It's crazy that Ramsey does that. I love how I think he's my favorite corner in the league. I'm not saying he's the best. I feel like Ramsey. I feel like Ramsey can match any kind of receiver, whether he's big, fast. He can go on someone.
I like
Michael Thomas.
I like Ramsey, but I think he talks
up by Jason Verrett, so I think he can take him.
Michael Thomas is not playing 100%. He's out there just to open up the offense.
No, he's terrible.
All right. Forget about Michael Thomas right now. We're talking about the Cardinals and the Seahawks, dude. You're so hung up on this Michael Thomas thing.
We're done with Michael Thomas. If I could drop him and lock him, I would drop him in fantasy football and hold him in I hold him like an.
I told you to trade him to me. How many weeks in a row did I ask you to give him to me?
I can't give him to you.
How many weeks in a row? Not now, but how many weeks in a row did I tell you I want to make an All Saints team?
All right, before you guys, so before he came back, just for anyone watching, Peter was offering me Amari Cooper without Dak Prescott. Would any idiot take that trade?
That's awful, dude. What's wrong with you?
Oh,
that's like I was getting offered Juju for Michael Thomas and this other.
Yeah, and I don't need David Johnson. Nobody needs David Johnson. He's gone for the year again.
Well, now when I offered him, he was getting whatever 15 points a week.
Dude, I got offered. You know what I got offered? Michael Thomas in one of my leagues, J.K. Dobbins and Juju Smith-Schuster.
That's what he's worth at this point.
Well, yeah, now, but at the time, I was like, dude, that's hella disrespectful. I was like, Juju's not even the best receiver on his team.
J.K. Dobbins getting 2 carries a week, so. But anyway, let's get off Michael Thomas. It wasn't his year for fantasy.
I think I'm going to have the Seahawks bouncing back this week. I think they're going to take advantage of an Arizona defense that I feel like hasn't found an identity yet this year. As you see, they're still giving up a massive amount of points to, Josh Allen. They made Josh Allen look good. And I just don't think Russell
better this year, as much as I like to hate on him too.
I mean, yeah, I think he is better, but still, he's nothing special. You know what I mean? Big.
I mean, so far I think he's been a top 7 quarterback this year, and you guys know my bias toward him. So I can't deny what I'm seeing. At least the last 2 weeks have been really good. It started off.
That means a lot coming from you. Wow. I think the Seahawks get back.
I didn't think he was a good quarterback his first 2 years. I think this is a different kind of Josh Allen, and I don't think there's many good quarterbacks in this league. I think there's 10 to 12. And everybody else is week to week to me. But it doesn't matter for this game. He's not playing in this one.
No. I just think the Seahawks are just getting back key pieces. Chris Carson, you were saying, it'll just open up their offense a little bit more. Let DK Metcalf.
I'm not really worried. I think Russell will bounce back. My only problem is it's still their defense. It's so
it's horrible.
It's so hard to pick because Russell Wilson is playing at this point where it's the turnovers are just forced. He knows that he has to score 30 points a week. So there's throws that are happening because he knows how bad the defense is.
Yeah.
And Arizona are really hot.
Arizona is really hot, but I don't know.
But I'm with you.
I can't pick.
If I see Carson's playing, I'm picking Seattle.
I think he is 100% because I think he was.
He got in the limited session yesterday.
But I think wasn't he pretty good to go on Sunday, and then they pulled him as like a game time like kind of thing.
Yeah, that it's probably more to have him ready for this game.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to like let him chill out because they knew they had a big
But
game.
we'll see
coming up in
because
the
foot
following.
injuries are weird because Joe Mixon was supposed to come back after the bye week, and then you seen he wasn't ready. So,
Yeah, that's true.
But I'll go Seattle. But if I see Carson's inactive, I'm switching the pick to the Cardinals.
That's exactly
Really?
what we said last week too. If Carson's playing,
Really?
we're not picking him.
And I ended up sticking with that. I shouldn't have done. I knew the Rams.
I think I just forgot to switch.
You don't
it,
think? I don't know. I think even
I'm
if
doing the same
Carson,
thing because look, Chris Carson is a huge part of that offense. It opens it up for them. The whole passing game, what we've been seeing the first few games of the year, where Russell Wilson threw like 14 touchdown passes in the first few weeks. That's because the running game was on fire and he was catching out of the backfield and opened it up for DK and Tyler Lockett. And now Tyler Lockett didn't even practice today.
I don't think he's playing this week.
Yeah, so you're not going to have Tyler
Dang.
Lockett. You still might not have Chris Carson. Are you really going to outscore the Cardinals with that? With Alex Collins?
And Greg
And
Olsen.
I do think that DK Metcalf
Greg
is going
Olsen.
to like eat up Patrick Peterson, but DK Metcalf alone can't put up 30 points.
And last time Peterson did a really good job on him. I think he only had like 2 catches in that game. I know Lockett went off in that game, so maybe it's different. But
I still think
that's
DK's going to get his
I
this
think
week.
that's asking for too much.
Yeah, so I'm going Cardinals.
This should be a
Just
good one,
purely
just
off
like last
injuries,
week.
though.
So I'm glad these games on Thursday night are getting like these are
Better.
really good games in the last 2 weeks. I hope this one's like the.
The
I hope this
Seahawks
one
are
goes
going to bounce
overtime.
back, though. They're not going to lose like 4 games in a row. If they were healthy, I wouldn't have picked them to lose tomorrow night.
Yeah. Basically same, but like Russell's playing pretty bad right now. So, but I think he'll bounce back.
All right, so is that 2 Cardinals and 1 Seahawk, or me and
I think
Ryan?
Ryan's
I'm
just,
picking,
like,
I'm
flipping.
picking Seattle if Carson's playing, which I'm assuming he is. So I'm gonna. I think Carson plays to run over Arizona.
All right,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
going
go
to pick
with
Cardinals
Seattle.
for now. I'm going to pick Cardinals for now.
All right, so 2-1.
All right. Next game, Pittsburgh Steelers still undefeated at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville put up a fight last week, huh?
They really could have won that game. Like there was 2 penalties for touchdowns that were disallowed, which were bogus. So, but I'm still picking Steelers. They're gonna go to what 10-0 after this. But Jacksonville did put up a pretty good fight last week. That was pretty
Yeah,
solid.
I don't know. I like the Steelers in this one too, but I feel like this is the one game of the year that it's going to be like a weird upset.
But that'd be great for Jets purposes. I do think
It's
Jacksonville
like the second worst
will win
team in
another
the
game this
NFL
year.
to upset the best team.
Yeah,
Dude,
because
if you look at
Steelers
if you look at the
usually
Steel if you look at the Steelers schedule, they haven't like played a super crazy team outside of like the Ravens.
They've had the easiest schedule in the league.
Yeah, so of course they're going to be like I would hope they're 9-0, but I don't know.
Even that's 9-0 is asking for a lot though. Like it's very easy to slip up a game or 2.
I just don't think they slip up against the Jaguars. I just don't see it. There's no way, even if the defense doesn't play with full effort, even if their defense plays with
Yeah, I think their defense could carry it through, but
Yeah, I'm picking Steelers here, no problem. Like this might be another. I think Ben had 4 touchdowns last week. It could be another 4 touchdowns.
And we thought the Bengals were going to put up somewhat of a fight, right, Ryan? We thought it was
Yeah,
going to be
I honestly thought that might have been their upset because like I don't think the Steelers are going to go 16-0.
me either. I know they're going to drop at least 1 or 2.
They're going to be 14-2. I don't know what game it's going to be, but
all their games are too close to them.
Yeah, I'll also go Steelers this week, but I don't know. I liked what I saw out of Jacksonville last week.
So
it's
do
like
I.
a little.
It makes me think if they stick with this guy, they might win another game.
Yeah.
Disrespect.
That's why. Yeah, he hasn't looked horrible. You know what I mean? So
I honestly think he's been better than Minshew this year, just straight up.
and I've liked what I've seen out of Jacksonville's like C.J. Henderson. I love him.
Jacksonville, they need to fire Doug Marrone though. I don't know why he's still the coach.
You got to lose somehow.
No, I know, but like they could have lost without him this year. They're All right, but either way, I think we're all going Pittsburgh here.
Yeah.
Ryan, it finally happened.
What?
I picked the Lions, and they actually won.
I know, on a 59-yard field goal. I didn't pick them, so I'm just going to pick against them every week so they can win games.
I picked the Lions. I had no
Did
faith
you
in
actually tell
Washington after the Giants beat them. Yeah. After the Giants beat Washington, I was like, all right, any team
I
can
feel
beat
like the Giants are a
Washington.
little bit better than you're giving them credit for.
We're a few pieces, like big pieces away from being a playoff contender, not even like an elite team.
I know, but from where you were last year, I think it's been a major jump.
Yeah, of course. And I'm kind of happy we're getting back like all our guys after the bye. So we'll see.
You think you're right now, if you had to bet with the Giants winning the NFC East?
Yeah, I'd bet on it.
No chance at Philly coming back?
No. I
That's
think
gonna be
Carson Wentz
it's
just
just
doesn't
gonna be like
care.
last season. It's
I
gonna
think
come up to
Carson Wentz.
week 16.
Yeah, it's going to be close, but I just think Carson Wentz doesn't care, and I think the Eagles don't like Carson Wentz. So
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you guys seen Doug Peterson was like really pissed off. Like, you know, like he has like the Monday morning in Philly, like the radio.
yeah,
Yeah, because I don't get it, man. Literally, like when Carson Wentz has no weapons and he's playing with practice squad guys, he looks godly. And then as soon as you give him talent and his players, Miles Sanders back, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Rager, he looks like shit.
Yeah,
he doesn't care. Does not care.
I don't think he doesn't
I
care.
don't know if it's that. They just seem like they're not like everything's like poorly executed. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
They should have just ran to the outside against the Giants. The one time they did it, Boston Scott took it to the house.
All I know is you don't take a quarterback in the second round if you don't plan on replacing your starter.
But I feel like, the way they're using Jalen Hurts in year one doesn't make any sense. They're not using him as a quarterback. He's more like the Taysom Hill role right now. Like
They're using him kind of like how they use Lamar in like Baltimore the first, like just passing out and running it a little bit.
Yeah, I know, but he's not like Jalen Hurts is not like an athlete like Lamar was. Like every time I turn on a few Philly games, I have Goddard trying to see what's going on, like their offense. And every time I see Jalen Hurts come in, I see Wentz. The defense knows what's going to happen. Like Wentz is lined out as a receiver. They're obviously running the football, so everyone just stacks the box.
The same thing happens with the Saints when they use that with Taysom Hill, so nobody can stop it.
Yeah, but you guys actually have like a good offensive line. Philly's line is banged up this year.
But Jalen Hurts is also not a power runner like Taysom Hill is.
Yeah, it's the other thing.
It'd be nice if they just let him throw a few times, like just to keep the defense.
He's not allowed.
I know, but when the box is stacked, you think he could take a one-on-one opportunity to, eat Rager. He's back now.
Anyway, let's get back to the Lions game. Do we know if Teddy Bridgewater's playing?
I don't think so.
They said he might. I think he's supposed to practice today. It was only like a sprained MCL, so.
If Teddy Bridgewater if he's playing, I'm picking the Panthers. But if not, I'm picking the Lions.
Yeah, I feel the same way, kind of.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree. Stafford is also hurt, and he's expected to play. But Stafford has
that's the other thing too.
A ligament damage in his thumb.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna lock in a game. I'm gonna wait for like Friday's like injury report and practice to see if Teddy's playing, and I'm gonna pick the Panthers if he does play.
This one could be a pretty ugly game if both quarterbacks are like playing. But
that would be horrible.
And the line, I know they played well last week, but I still think like their offense is much better with Galladay playing. So like I want to see if he's back. Although Marvin Jones has played well the last few weeks, so we'll see. Carolina's defense is atrocious, but so is Detroit's. So if quarterbacks are kind of healthy, this should be a somewhat high-scoring game.
It should probably just be like a back and forth. If not, it's just going to be like a.
I'm not trusting Matt Patricia again. So I'll take Matt Rule and Joe Brady over him.
For now.
Yeah, for right now. I'm assuming Teddy's playing. So
yeah, I can say that for now, like with Teddy Bridgewater playing.
What's the who's next? So far this week,
Patriots.
Pretty even on the splits.
Patriots and Texans.
So that was a really ugly game last week between the Texans and Browns. Some terrible weather, and that Ravens game and Patriots toward the end of that. It was that was nuts. I don't know. It was the last play, the last drive of the game. I couldn't even see the TV basically for Baltimore. I'm going Patriots here. I have no faith in the Texans. I love Deshaun Watson, but it's been a terrible year for.
It's painful to watch.
Not Watson. Watson's played really well this year, but everything else associated with the Texans outside of like Will Fuller and Deshaun Watson this year has been horrendous. And I just think this is going to be a kind of game where the Patriots just hold the ball the entire time. And like Cam kind of runs over this defense and Damian Harris is ever
I
playing
do think
like
it's
that.
going to be a close game.
No, I don't think it's going to be close.
It could be, but
Really?
like I'm not trusting the Texans to hold up.
Yeah, I just think the
thought that
Texans
close.
are too putrid this year. I feel like terrible for Deshaun Watson. He's like in a just the
I
shittiest
actually
of
think
shitty
this is
situations.
I think this is his best year as a pro too.
Yeah, but the situations he's in is like.
I
what are
will
you gonna
say
do
he
with
did
that?
sign the long-term contract, so like it's on him.
Yeah, of course, but
But so things will turn around though. I think he knew that Bill O'Brien was on like the short leash. I don't think he expected him to go like that quick. I think he was gone like week 4 or 5. But like if the
I'll
Texans
take it.
they hire like Bieniemy or a pretty good coaching candidate in the offseason, they'll have some life. Unfortunately, they have no draft picks right now, but like I think they can turn it around. Although we see the Colts now, that division went from like a few years of like obviously it was just like Andrew Luck, but the Colts were never that great. It was just really Andrew Luck. To like suddenly the Titans have gotten like very solid, and I think the Colts are really building something. So that division just got a lot more interesting.
What I'm worried about with the Colts, it's kind of if they do it kind of like Boston Celtics kind of deal. They always have the draft capital, and they always have the young pieces, but they never make the one big move to get the one superstar, and they just sit on all their assets, and then they never win.
Who you cut off? You talking about the Colts?
Yeah, I was talking about the Colts
Yeah.
with the Boston Celtics effect, where you have all the capital, you have all the draft capital, you have all the money for free agency, you have amazing young pieces, but you never use any of that capital or assets to get that one superstar to put you over the top. So that's what I'm worried the Colts are going to do. I think they're going to sit on their free agency money again. I think they'll bring in great role players, maybe like drafting somebody like a Darius Leonard caliber, or maybe you bring in a DeForest Buckner, but you don't bring in, let's say, that quarterback that actually does bring you over the edge, or that star-studded wide receiver that's on the trade block. Just something.
I mean,
to put them
in
over
all
the hump.
fairness, who's gonna want to sign in Indianapolis? You know what I mean? Like if you're a big name,
Why wouldn't somebody
I
want
would.
to sign it? They're a great organization. I would love to play for Indianapolis.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
I don't think it's that because like the NFL, people will sign anywhere. That's like not an issue in the NFL. If you're getting offered a good like the Indianapolis are a good team, I would definitely try to go to that team. But the Colts issue is
Colts would be one of
quarterback.
them.
Like Rivers has played, I'd say pretty well the last few weeks, but like for the long term, for the next 3 years, like if the Colts can get a quarterback, I don't know how they're going to accomplish that. I think they need because they're going to be picking in the 20s. I think it's pretty safe to say they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah,
So they're
for
kind of
sure.
stuck in this. Like Hope Rivers, he's on that 1 year deal too. So like, what's next after this? Like they tried Brissett out the last year, didn't work out.
Maybe call up the Jets and see what
I
the
think
price on Sam Darnold is.
That could be one. I mean, I don't know what else they would do because you're not getting any of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the draft in the 20s.
Do you think they'll stay
No.
with Rivers for one more year if they actually like win a playoff game?
If Rivers doesn't want to retire,
I don't think he does.
It's possible they do, but I also think they kind of explore some of the veteran options, like maybe call Atlanta. I know it really doesn't make sense. They're going from like old quarterback to old quarterback, but like
Matt Ryan's better than Phil Rivers.
at this point, I'd agree.
Anyway, I'm picking the
Maybe
Patriots,
Stafford
but
if the
not
Lions go like full rebuild.
a lot.
yeah, I think the Patriots are a safe pick this week.
The Texans just find ways to lose games this year. It's like
Yeah,
simple as that.
I just haven't liked what I've seen out of them the whole year, just based. So
They need a major like rebuild outside of Deshaun Watson. Like at least the Texans have a quarterback, and they have Laramie Tunsil, who I think has been really good this year. So like I know they gave out the picks for him, but like at least he's a good left tackle. Everything else in that team, like I don't know, are they going to sign back Will Fuller? This is the first year he stayed healthy. He's been pretty productive this year, but
I wouldn't sign him.
trading for Brandon
first
Cooks,
year.
and I know Cooks has been okay this year, still made no sense. In a draft class that deep to give a second round pick for someone who's not like, Cooks' injury history and his contract.
There was no reason for Bill O'Brien to have his job as long as he did.
Especially his GM. It made no sense. He set back the franchise.
I remember that one year when they
It's still so funny. Every time Hopkins makes a play and the Hail Mary, it's like Bill O'Brien slander all over the timeline. It's like this man traded away Hopkins for not a first-round pick, and then traded a second-round pick for Brandon Cooks in the same offseason.
Could not be I, man. Could not be I.
It's also kind of funny
Next
because, like,
game.
after week one, David Johnson, like, he played really well. And he wasn't bad this year. Like, he had some, like, you know, fantasy-wise, he was, like, solid. But it's just funny because, like, every week you would see the same stat line from David Johnson. It'd be, like, 60 yards and, like, 1 touchdown. That's it. And then you have Hopkins literally changing the Arizona Cardinals from, like, what, top 5 pick last year to basically – the Arizona didn't have that many major – additions in the offseason. Like, it's like Hopkins was, like, by far the biggest one. And Arizona, obviously year 2 of Kyler Murray, but they went from, like, what, 5th overall last year to they're going to be picking in the 20s. So
Yeah. Next game is what? Eagles, Browns, I think.
yeah,
Did we talk about that one?
no, we did mention
Eagles.
Philly somehow because I think we mentioned the NFC East about the Giants.
Well, yeah, Philly's horrible. They're a dumpster fire. They're going to get killed in this game. But,
Yeah.
I mean, bad weather last week. We saw very low scoring. Could have been a little bit higher. Nick Chubb stepped out at the 1-yard line to kneel out the clock with 50 left. Smart play. But good luck to Philly stopping Nick Chubb.
You would have been upset if I didn't have him.
Yeah, dude. All fantasy players across the United States that had Nick Chubb yesterday were probably, like, punching air, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm picking Browns here. I think with Nick Chubb back, especially, and Wyatt Teller, the right guard, came back, you can see what kind of they went straight back to running the football. Kareem Hunt also had over 100 scrimmage yards, so I just feel like Hunt's even better with when Chubb's back too. So this is going to be a game I think Cleveland just kind of dominate.
Not only that, I'm not picking any NFC East team if they don't play another NFC East team.
Watch your mouth because you're going to pick the Giants this week. Or, no, next week. Sorry. Next week.
Yeah.
The Giants aren't by this week, so.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot. You're picking the Giants next week.
Who are they playing next week?
I think the Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals.
You guys are crazy.
No, we'll see when we get there. I'll take Joe Burrow. I was a little disappointed about what happened.
We'll get there when we get there next week.
We'll get there.
All right, so Browns for me.
Yeah, I think it's – although I will say Philly should be able to score, and assuming the weather's, like, somewhat okay, because I feel like the Cleveland the last 2 or 3 games have been playing in, like, hurricane weather. So if this weather is okay this week in Cleveland, like, I mean, I assumed Wentz was going to score against the Giants too, so maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this should be a somewhat productive day for Philly's offense. I'm just taking Cleveland's rushing attack over what Wentz can do right now.
That was easy.
How about we talk about this game, the return of Jameis Winston. You absolutely love to see it. Falcons at Saints.
I actually have full faith in the Saints winning this game because, like, we've seen before that Drew goes out for extended periods of time and it's like nothing ever happened. They can plug in whatever quarterback they want. Jameis Winston, if anything, I'd be, like, jumping for joy if I'm a Saints fan and I see Jameis Winston behind there.
Well,
over Teddy Bridgewater last year?
Electric.
Over Teddy Bridgewater last year, I would say Jameis Winston to jump in.
So would I, but are we going to excuse what you just said before that?
What, jumping for
joy?
joy? I would.
It's not like we're missing him.
I'm jumping for joy as a Michael Thomas.
You're not going to miss him, dude. You guys do this. It happens every year that Drew Brees misses extended periods of time, and it's like
Drew
nothing
Brees
ever
never
happened.
misses time. It was just last year.
All right, but either way, you guys picked up and went, what, 4-0, 5-0?
We went 5-0, but it's not like we were jumping for joy. Teddy Bridgewater would score maybe 1 touchdown a game if we were lucky.
I do feel though like Teddy was like much safer. Like I do love Jameis, but like there's a good chance Jameis does a pick 6 this weekend.
Yeah, of course. That's just given.
But it's part of the experience. Like
wait. He got the LASIK surgery, so maybe his vision's a little.
Forget about Jameis Winston for a second. Can we please send prayers to my 41-year-old brittle quarterback who has fractured ribs and a collapsed lung?
Yeah,
Well,
he's
yeah,
not coming
And
back
let's
for a
not
few
forget.
weeks.
Let's not forget. It just came out. He's going to be out at least 2 weeks.
Dude. Yeah,
that was
bad
Um,
timing.
let's
that was
not
just being
forget
precautionary. He's not coming back in 2 weeks.
with
He said it's
fractured
like 4 to
ribs,
6.
Yeah, 4 to
with
6.
fractured ribs and a collapsed lung. Drew Brees still played right after. He didn't sit out a play. He went right back out, led the team down, and scored a touchdown. And he finished the half playing
Right.
good
But
and wanted to go back in the second half.
yeah, that's great and all, but he's going to be
And
sitting on
hit
the
the
bench
free
for 4 to
throws.
6 weeks from now on.
Yeah, he honestly probably shouldn't have. I mean,
Well,
I
he
don't think
didn't
it
know how
matters,
serious
but
it
if
was.
you guys lose because of Jameis Winston, because he has like a good day fantasy-wise, but he throws a pick six and you lose one of these games and lose the number 1 seed,
I don't think they're going to lose the number 1 seed. I think
they
they'll be
only, they only
fine.
have it by a tie right now.
No,
I don't know, man.
I
I have
think
faith
that
in
we have a good
Jameis.
stretch right now.
Well, so do I. You know,
We have
I
a good
love
stretch
Jameis.
right
But I'm
now.
just saying, like, I would trust Teddy Bridgewater because of what the Saints do, like the way they played. I would trust Teddy Bridgewater much more. Like Teddy's
Let me
not
tell
gonna
you
lose
why.
one game.
Let me tell you why I still trust Jameis Winston, because this stretch of games we're going to play the Falcons twice while Drew Brees
I
is
feel
out
like you're
now.
gonna lose one of those games.
But Jameis knows how to play against the Falcons. It's not like he's playing against a team he hasn't played against before.
I know, but his last game as a Buccaneer, he ended his season with a pick six to the Falcons and lost in overtime.
Well, he's not playing with garbage Mike Evans and that putrid team.
Oh, come on, that offense was much more like electric.
He's playing with the best team in the league.
Come on, Peter.
Okay. He's not playing on the Chiefs.
Just for stat wise, I'd rather throw to Godwin and Evans.
I'd rather throw to Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders.
Michael Thomas is not playing this year healthy. It's not the same Michael
And
Thomas.
he's still better than Mike Evans.
I don't know
Not
about
this
that
year.
one.
I wouldn't. I mean,
Not
Mike Evans
this year.
hasn't been great, but I'm taking Mike Evans this year.
Anyway, the Saints are at home too. On top of it, there's still going to be a lot of Taysom Hill. Don't get it confused. It's going to feel like there's not even a starting quarterback playing, just because they're both going to split. There's going to be one drive, and they're both going to take like 5 snaps each at least. So it's going to feel like the Saints are playing without a starting quarterback, even though Jameis will be the starter. So there's going to be a lot of trickery. You know, Sean Payton's going to pull out the whole, cheat sheet that he has with Taysom Hill. The reason why we're going to see all the plays unloaded. And I saw something before. I think I lost it. It was on Twitter. It was a quote at the press conference today. Somebody asked Sean Payton who's going to be right here. Sean Payton asked if somebody asked him if there's an update on the quarterback situation. He goes, "No update. I'm eating a bagel. I was hoping to be chewing it when you asked." So he doesn't want to give up any clues. The Saints are going to win. Hopefully, Emmanuel Sanders gets utilized more in the offense down deep since Jameis is going to air it out.
I just
it's
won't
not
pick the
that-
Falcons. That's just me.
No,
I
you
just-
know, you're
yeah,
just,
I
Well, it
just
also
won't-
depends because the Saints are
pick
dealing with a
Atlanta.
lot of injuries. Nobody knows, but the Saints are dealing with a lot of injuries. We have like our whole secondary is hurt right now. We have just injuries all over, whether it's the offensive line, people are playing hurt, wide receiving core. Draquan Smith's not going to be playing this week. Hopefully, Marshawn Lattimore is going to be okay to play. Hopefully, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is going to be able to play. I don't know about their status right now. If Marshawn Lattimore plays, we're winning because Julio's not going to be able to do anything.
I'm still picking the Saints, even with all that information you gave me.
I don't know. That was
Yeah,
good
that's fine.
information, but
It was
I'm
good
not-
information,
don't
but
start
it
Julio
doesn't sway
Jones.
me.
If Marshawn Lattimore's playing, don't start Julio Jones.
here's what I'll say. Because I feel like the Falcons are going to win one of these games in the next – because you guys play each other like this week and then 2 weeks from now.
In 2 weeks from now, yeah.
I'm trying to decide which one I want to take the Falcons in.
The Saints are home this week. But
That
it's
doesn't
also
matter
the first
this year.
week of Jameis. If you're going to pick the Saints
I'm
to
going to
lose
take the
one of these
Falcons.
games, you should
I
pick
think
this
Winston's
one.
going to throw a pick six to lose this game.
That's crazy.
I think it'll be a really high-scoring game, and I just don't trust – I love Jameis, but I feel like it'll be the – I feel like he's going to lose one of these games. I don't think he's going to go undefeated as a starter for the Saints. As much as they use Taysom Hill, there'll be a play in a game where it's going to come down to Jameis. And I hope for his sake, I do want Jameis starting this league again somewhere. So, but based on his history,
Well, look, and this
just
is a big
based
thing
on
he
Atlanta's
wants to talk
history
about.
with you guys, I feel like you split every
We
year,
always split. Yeah, we always split.
and I feel like it's a safe. I just Drew Brees just got hurt, and I feel like the Falcons' defense is playing pretty well against the run, which Kamara's been a beast this year. They can still throw to him out of the backfield, but
Well, let's
Yeah,
discuss
I feel like he's
something,
been
right?
better out of
Yeah.
what?
Let's discuss. Drew Brees is his second. He's 40. He's over 40 years old, right? He's brittle. This is the second year in a row where he's going to miss a stretch for probably 5 games, right?
Well, I think
And
he's
he was
coming
already
back for this
contemplating
year.
retirement, plus the injury. Especially, this is a severe injury. I don't think he's going to want to deal. I think this is going to be his last year. So we're going to see, not even more regular season Drew Brees. We're going to see playoff Drew Brees for one last time. This is Jameis Winston's not just experiment to try to get back in the league, like Ryan said. This is his chance to show the Saints that he should be the starting quarterback going forward, to retain him after this year. This is a tryout.
Taysom Hill is going to be
If Drew
sick.
Brees retires,
Yeah, I thought the
Winston's
plan
gonna
was
want to stay in
for
New Orleans.
Taysom Hill to be quarterback, and now he has an opportunity, and it's straight to Jameis Winston. So
Honestly, I don't think Taysom Hill ever had a shot of being the starting quarterback. I think that was smoke and mirrors. I think that was Sean Payton doing it just to raise his value, and which is why we put, I think it was like a second-round tender or something like
his
that.
contract's pretty ridiculous, honestly.
Well, yeah, because what we're paying him is not just to be a quarterback. Taysom Hill has been a huge part of our offense this year and even years past. Whenever our offense is stalling out or whatever, he gives us a spark, and he's hard to bring down. Third and short, if you do like a Taysom Hill power run
He is,
kind of thing,
and he's fast.
it's crazy, and he's hard to bring down.
He doesn't
Honestly,
go
and I
down.
don't even mind. We don't even have him throw the ball. He's only thrown, I think, 3 or 4 passes this year. I'd let him throw more. I just don't want him to be my franchise quarterback of the future. But
I always
for
laugh
his
too
role
when
and
he
what it
lines
is,
up at receiver, like the pass he caught against the Bucks. I'm just sitting there laughing, like here he is. Here we go. We're taking this one out of the
well, that
bag.
was a career game for him. He had he had passing stats, he had catching stats, he had running stats. Taysom Hill, what position you play? Yes.
Yeah, he basically just plays all of them. So
Hey, so 2 Saints, 1 Falcons.
yeah, I'll go Falcons here. I
We'll
want
see
to
how the
change it up.
James Winston
We're all picking
tryout
the same
turns out.
team, so I gotta pick someone else.
All right. Did we talk about Titans Ravens?
No. We have 1:00 games left. We have Titans Ravens, and then I think Bengals Washington.
Yeah, let's get the Titans Ravens over with. I don't know what's going on with the Ravens this season. Their offense is putrid, and it really sucks because of how good their defense is.
Lamar Jackson literally said it. They're getting cold out at the line.
Yeah, this is an issue that goes back to Greg Roman's days in Buffalo when Rex Ryan fired him. He has a great first year. He's what he does for
even in San
quarterback
Francisco
is fantastic. But his offense phases out after 1 year or 2 years in multiple places. And Baltimore did nothing to upgrade receivers, nothing this offseason. So they were heavily relying. They were heavily relying on their offensive line to be dominant again, which it was, and then Ronnie Stanley got hurt, and then Marshall Yanda retired, and it's not the same. They can't run the ball outside of Lamar Jackson. Mark Ingram came back, and it's they have some kind of a 3-head committee, and it's really ineffective. J.K. Dobbins doesn't get the ball
at all.
J.K. Dobbins is efficient when he gets it.
Their best running back this year has been Gus Edwards.
Outside of Lamar Jackson.
Outside of Lamar, yeah, running himself. Yeah.
And the Titans have been hot and cold themselves.
Yeah,
Their
I don't know.
defense is so bad.
Yeah, I think if this is going to be a game for the Ravens to bounce back, honestly. I think the Titans' defense has been putrid this year.
After that playoff performance, I think the Ravens will want this one.
Yeah.
But I'm picking Tennessee. I don't know if you guys watched that game Sunday night toward the end. Baltimore lost Brandon Williams, their nose tackle, looked bad with a hamstring. And Calais Campbell is out, which he's still expected to be out for this game. So I would not be surprised Derrick Henry goes for 150 yards again. And I think the Titans –
He probably will, running in Baltimore weather.
Yeah, and without Brandon Williams, it looked ugly, and Calais Campbell. So
I have to wait for this game to pick. I can't pick one right now.
I agree with Ryan. I'm going Titans. I just think this is a league of matchups, and when you have a similar roster and you face the same team, 2 years in a row, I don't think it's going to be vastly different when it's that dominant of a performance.
Fair enough.
So the Ravens look like they're just imploding, honestly. I don't know if you've seen Marcus Peters. His body language was not ideal Sunday night.
Marcus Peters, I don't understand. And I hate watching, whenever the Baltimore Ravens play on nationally televised games, they always gas up Marcus Peters and how an elite of a corner he is, and he's not. He
is a game changer at times. He's one of the best, since he entered the league, at just taking the ball away. But you have the games
I think he's overrated.
Definitely.
I think he's
I like that
overrated, but
corner.
I think
He
he's
is
still
very
a good
valuable,
corner.
though.
Yeah.
I'm going
But
Titans. I just think they match up well.
you have games, and I guess when Baltimore's kind of now just like they have a ton of injuries. It's not really going right this year in Baltimore. Where like he might, I don't want to say he's gonna quit because like it's not about that. It's just like there's certain plays that he just doesn't tackle. Like they were showing some play where I think it wasn't Cam, but somebody was running like to the right sideline. It might have been Damian Harris, and he just pretends to get blocked. Like just it's like stuff like that. It's like you can't really have that. But I'm
So
going.
you guys are locking Titans this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock the Titans in. I would have picked Baltimore. I don't want to pick them without Brandon Williams, their nose tackle, and Campbell. So
All right,
Yeah,
fair
Ryan
enough.
brings up good points. I think I would have picked the Titans even if at least one of them played, but both of them being out is just too much on the defensive line. You need Calais Campbell's size to stop the runs out of the edge. He's too long. He reminds me, honestly, like not him because he's like one of the best defensive ends in the league throughout his career. But what Marcus Davenport is for the Saints is what Calais Campbell is to any team that he's on. And when you lose that, it's just a huge blow.
All right, fair enough. So Bengals, Washington.
I'm going Joey.
I'm going Joey too.
I
think we're tripling down on Joey.
Yeah. I'm really happy Alex Smith is back and playing. He's probably going to win comeback player of the year just for his story. But Washington's defense, I still think they're one more year away. And as great as Terry McLaurin is team captain, they can't keep doing this triple-headed thing at running back. And besides Terry McLaurin, they really have no threat on the outside. So if the opposing defense is not playing a zone on that specific play, well, Terry McLaurin could beat man, but Alex Smith is not the type to really like toss it down the field like we talked about last week, Ryan. When he was in San Francisco, his problem was throwing touchdown passes. He's not good in the red zone. And Joe Burrow, granted it's his first year, I think Joe Burrow is great in the red zone as long as he doesn't have to face like a Pittsburgh defense.
I mean, anyone
Baltimore
that would have to face a Pittsburgh defense would be shitting it in the red zone, but
yeah, and he's already shown that Joe Mixon doesn't need to be in this offense for this offense to move the ball.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work with Gio
Bernard.
Bernard.
Play again. Mixon.
Yeah.
That injury seems way worse to me than what's being said. He's supposed to be fine before the bye. Then they were like, all right, we're going to keep him out a week, have the bye week rest up. Didn't come back after the bye, and I've heard nothing about practicing this week again. So I think the Bengals are going to shut it down for the year. Same thing with the Panthers and McCaffrey soon. Like they're out of playoff contention. Both running backs are signed to long-term contracts. I said this last week with CMC. So they said the second opinion, right? They got a second opinion, and they were like, all right, he's fine. It's not too bad. And they're like, he's expected back against Detroit. What comes out Monday morning? He's missing Detroit. So, like, what's going on? These guys, they're out of playoff contention. There's no need for them to be playing. I mean, Mixon might come back. I feel like Mixon's toward the end of his time. Like, I feel like foot injuries kind of like linger, but he's kind of, it's been over a month now. So, but I don't think Mixon matters for this game. I think it's what you said before. I think they've been playing well without him outside of the Steelers game. And Washington, Alex Smith's been playing pretty well. A lot of it's been checked down. I feel like McKissick's going to get like another 8-9 catch game. That's just what they're doing. But I feel like Burrow, T. Higgins has been so good this year. Points. Even against the Steelers, T. Higgins. So
really, yeah, that second round pick played off.
Really showing out. Really great for the Bengals with the first and second round pick are, balling out. AJ Green's been really bad again. It's sad to see, but in this game, it won't matter when you have Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, doing well. I think Bernard will be fine. Whoever runs the ball, P. Ryan.
They don't even really use him as a runner. I think he's primarily out of the passing game. He kills it. Yeah,
whatever. It works what they're doing. So, But I do think this will be a high-scoring game, kind of like that Detroit-Washington game last week, where it was like 33-30 or something, where it came down to the end.
I don't think
if they can put up that many points. I don't think Washington
can do that.
Well, against the Bengals defense, one of the bottom 5 defenses in the league, I think they can score in the 20s.
We'll see.
Maybe in the 20s. Maybe I could see them getting 3 touchdowns, and maybe a field goal or 2, but I don't think they hit 30.
I think they could hit 30. I think this could be a fun game. But I'll trust
It'll
Joe
be interesting
Burrow.
to see.
But we're
Ryan,
all
you're
picking
starting.
Joey Burrow.
We're all picking Joey, and Ryan's taking it from here. The New York Football Jets at the Los Angeles Chargers. If
I'm
the
actually
Jets are
scared.
going to win a game this season, it's going to be this
I'm
one.
actually scared for this week. We found out Darnold's not playing, and I want him to play. I
Joe
You think
Flacco
they would have
on a
been worse
revenge
with
tour.
Darnold?
think they would have been worse with Sam Darnold this week.
Yeah, Joe
That's
Flacco's on a
embarrassing.
revenge tour, dude.
That's embarrassing, but it's the truth because Darnold will have a turnover-worthy play or something boneheaded, and I feel like Flacco's a little bit too safe for the tank. We got lucky he threw that pick against the Patriots. That was not like he just launched it deep when he had two guys underneath. If you've seen the play, Frank Gore was like jumping up in the air with his hands, so pretty funny. But I do not trust the Chargers. I do not trust Anthony Lynn. That's why I picked the Dolphins last week. But with all that being said, this should be a pretty awesome game for Justin Herbert.
No Pierre Desir just got released.
Yeah, but I want him to play. He's great for the tank.
That's what Jets Twitter
He
is
was giving
saying.
up yards like free candy. It was just amazing to watch. But I'm actually really I actually want to pick the Jets for this one. I think the Jets are going to score a ton of points in this one.
Yeah, if you guys win the game, it's this one.
I think Bashard Perriman's going to go off again unless they knock him out. So
lock it in, baby. Jets are winning this
I don't
one.
understand, the Chargers, right? I know they have a ton of injuries this year, but their defense has been so terrible. But I think Joey Bosa's coming back, so that should help. But I'm gonna pick Chargers, but just don't be surprised if you see those stupid Jets pulling off a win this weekend.
Nah, honestly,
Becton's not playing.
I'm just kidding when I'm saying this. I don't think you guys.
Becton is?
I don't.
Becton's playing. I know. The news keeps getting worse and worse. Peter Desir's released. Joe Flacco starting.
I mean,
what are we doing here, boys? Put in James Morgan.
Look, dude.
Finish this out.
Even though the Chargers have found a way to
Anthony
lose a game,
don't give them end the game. Don't make it. If this is a close game and the Jets have the ball toward the end, Anthony Lynn, the Chargers are going to blow it. So.
nah, I don't know, dude.
But he should be able to win this one. This should be a.
I don't know. I feel like the Chargers haven't really lost a blowout game or gotten badly beat by anyone.
That's what's scary.
No, but
it's always a close.
No, but I'm saying they've been within a score and they've just managed to lose the game. I don't see it happening against the Jets.
I want the Chargers to go up big. I want them to go up 14 points and more.
I'll take the Chargers this week. I think Herbert's gonna have a huge week. Keenan Allen's gonna have a great week. I don't think you have too much.
I'm not concerned about their offense at all. I think I just think this is gonna be kind of a fun, wacky game.
I don't think you have too much to worry about.
I'm going to pick the Chargers because the Chargers should win this game.
Yeah.
But us three all picking the Chargers, I feel like we're jinxing it, and the Jets are going to come out with a win.
I'll pick the Jets
just like how they lost against New England just to a field goal last second. I feel like it's going to be something like that in the Jets' favor.
I don't want that
because everybody in the world is picking the Chargers.
Our probability of winning that game was 75% or whatever.
So that's why I want to pick the Jets, just not to jinx it. But again, betting man, there's just no reason why you should waste your money on picking the Jets to win a football game. So
you shouldn't be betting on the Chargers this year at all. If you are, just bet the other way.
I'm going Chargers, but it's going to be a scary game.
I might pick the Jets, not jinx it on the app, honestly.
So one of us has to. I was going to make the sacrifice to do it, to be honest.
I'll make the sacrifice. I don't care about the app that much. It's one game. I'm trying to get.
I know. I forgot to make a few picks last week, so I didn't.
I did that 1 week, so I'm actually. But the week I did it, I only got one less win than I should have. I picked the Dolphins win 1 week, and they didn't, and they did win. That was the week they put the Jets. I forgot to put it in. But
all right. Speaking of the
Dolphins Broncos.
Yeah, 100%
Dolphins so easily.
Yeah,
Dolphins are going to go. The Dolphins are going to be 9-3.
I don't even want to waste time on this game. I keep trying to defend Drew Lock every week, and he keeps making me look worse. So I'm just going to shut up and let the season finish out. I'm not picking Drew Lock to win football games anymore.
I don't think he's even playing this weekend. He got hurt again.
I think I might have to add.
He got hurt again, but didn't he say he's going to try to play through it?
They said he's going to try to play through it. I don't know if it's going to be this week.
Yeah, but isn't it his throwing arm?
I don't even know what it was. I think it was like his chest.
Doesn't he have like an AC? Doesn't he re-aggravated the shoulder and he has like a chest also?
Yeah, it's just like a multiple.
Yeah, he
thing.
sprained something.
There's multiple things going on.
I think he sprained his AC joint in his throwing arm. So I don't know how he's gonna.
That's a Darnold
play.
thing too right now. He's not playing, so.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna play with that, but yeah, just Drew
No,
Lock.
He really should. He really
more
should sit
to imagine.
just for his health and like his confidence right now. His health and it's just not going well in Denver.
I think Denver needs to get a new quarterback in this draft.
And oh my God, he's ruining Jerry Jeudy. Did you guys see that
Jerry Jeudy's
snippet of the
outstanding.
highlights of like Jerry Judy's route running?
I think you were like
breaking open.
Before, so you didn't hear us. I was talking when we mentioned how Drew Lock stunk. I was saying Jerry Judy's open on like every play on the
Every single play.
I know, it's so sad. So sad. All right, we'll
Zach
pick
Wilson,
Dolphins. I don't want to
BYU.
waste time on it.
John Elway doesn't take small quarterbacks, bro. He only takes guys who are like 6'5".
Trey Lance.
Yeah, maybe Trey Lance. That's more Denver style.
North Dakota State. Packers, Colts.
Ooh, this is a good one.
This is a good one. How you guys feeling about this one?
I'll start. I'm going Colts. I actually did not pick them on the podcast last week, but I switched the pick. I texted Peter Markello before the game started, and I said I got a really good feeling about the Colts. And what happens? They basically squashed the Titans pretty easily outside of that first drive. And I got a funny feeling this is gonna be it's not gonna be as bad as the Buccaneers Packers game, but I got a funny feeling the Colts are gonna give the Packers I don't want to say the work, but they're gonna I think it's gonna be a good day for the Colts.
I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be like super dominant.
I think Colts win by 10.
Whoa, jeez, man.
And I know Lazard's back, and I love Rodgers. I do like the Packers.
Yeah, I'm going to say Packers.
This Packers team resembles a little bit too much of last year, and I just feel like they don't play very well against elite defenses, and I feel like the Colts are one of the top 5 defenses in the league. And I feel like the Colts kind of will stop, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones hasn't really looked right since he's been back anyway, since that injury. And, MVS is not going for 100 yards this week.
Yeah, but Allen
Packers barely escaped Jacksonville. And I know it's week-to-week league, but Devontae Adams will do his damage, of course. But I just feel like it won't be enough against the Colts. I feel like the Colts offense
are we sure Adams is playing 100% when he came back in the game last week?
Yeah, he scored a touchdown, so maybe not.
I know he scored the touchdown after he came back, but are we sure he's playing 100%?
He's probably just not telling the trainers anymore because with the Packers, if you have like a pinky injury, you're gone for 3 weeks. So
I'll tell you right now. Hold on. I think I'm gonna take the Packers. Honestly,
I like it. No, this is one of those games I wanted us to be a little bit more divided this week, so I'm gonna go Colts.
I mean, look, like we did see the Packers struggle last week against a bottom of the league team in the Jaguars, but I think that could have just been
overlooking them. It's just like
I think you underestimate the little guy. They come out punching and whatever. They recoup. They take the W in the end. I just don't see I really do agree with Ryan. I think the Colts are a top 5 defense in the league, but how are you going to stop that offense? Devontae Adams has been going off. I think he is 100% playing this week. I think Ryan's right about the situation.
I think we would have heard if he wasn't practicing. If he wasn't practicing, if you're not practicing as a Packers fan, if you see a player on your team not practicing, he ain't playing. So just
and then even more, Aaron Rodgers getting back a good target in Al Lazard. So I just don't see how you're going to even stop it. Aaron Jones hasn't looked right, but I think hopefully he figures it out.
Yeah, and Jamal Williams is pretty good too. So
he's decent. He's serviceable.
They rotate in and out kind of. Yeah. So
I wish we saw more AJ Dillon.
You know what it really is on this game? Telling about the Packers offense is I think Lazard is good and he will be fine going forward, even though it is his first game back. It's more so Packers defense. I feel like the Colts, especially their offensive line, will just run over them. And if not, I don't know.
This is the point I want to bring up.
Pittman's playing well.
This is exactly why I'm picking the Packers. It's not even just because the Packers offense is going to be fine on any given week, unless again, you play Tampa Bay, it happens. But so we don't know. In order for the Colts to win, right, they're going to need their running game to be on. And we don't know who's going to give it to you because Jonathan Taylor has to
give it to Hines if they're smart. He's the best running back they have.
Hines is out of the backfield runner, and then you need a big running game from Jordan Wilkins.
I like Wilkins. I think he's their best runner.
I'm not banking on Jordan Wilkins every week.
I don't know, man.
Bro, Jonathan Taylor.
So I don't know what I'm getting out of the Colts backfield, right? I love Michael Pittman. I just don't love the passing attack from the Colts because, like the game against when they played the Ravens, however many weeks ago, whatever week or two ago, their passing game did not look good. It was really just running the ball that was getting the job done for them. And again, you need a solid foundation running game if you're going to beat the Packers. And if you have a different guy giving it to you every week or sometimes nobody, I find it hard, regardless of how good the Colts defense is, even if you could slow down the Packers offense. I just have more faith in Aaron Rodgers scoring more points against the Colts than Phillip Rivers has against the Packers.
I'm glad.
It's just a matchup thing.
I think this is going to be one of those games where I got right again like the Dolphins, so I'm sticking with Colts.
There's definitely a way for the Colts to win. I don't like banking on an inconsistent running attack, especially when that's going to be the point of emphasis in order to beat this Packers team. If you want to beat the Packers, you need to control the time of possession, and you need to run the football. And
I don't think it's
if you don't know who's going to run the football for you or who's going to be effective at it.
No, I feel you. I'm just at a point
knowing
where the Packers are giving up crazy amount of rushing yards per game, so I just don't think it matters. Whatever three, the Colts have been hot and cold with whoever. Wilkins is good one week and then he's not good the next, and then at times.
I know, but it's not like the 49ers where it's like, okay, we don't know who's going to have the hot hand this week, or like the Rams, right? But you know that one person will have the hot hand. With the Colts, it's the same thing. You don't know who's going to have the hot hand, but there's a good chance all three of them do not.
Not this week. I will guarantee one or two of them are good this week. The Colts
I think Hines will be good out of the back.
Well, look, Hines
running the football.
The Colts will have over 100 rushing yards in this game. Lock it in.
100%. Dude, when you have three different guys running the rock, I would hope so.
But you need to be able to run the ball consistently against them all game.
They will. The Packers can't stop anything in the run game.
We'll see. Two Packers, one.
Yeah, one.
So two Packers, one. All right, I like the split. Like Ryan was saying.
Yeah. Let's not waste too much time on the Cowboys either, please. Again, NFC East team not playing somebody in the NFC East. The Vikings. The Vikings are going to win.
Kirk Cousins got his first big Monday Night Football win.
Big win, baby.
Prime time, baby. Prime time.
I told you I had more faith.
Whopping 20 yards in the second half. That's some Jeff.
I actually switched my pick. I picked against them, and then I switched it like 10 minutes before kickoff.
Come on, you should have watched the podcast when I told you to pick Kirk Cousins.
I picked the Bears because that's the first time Kirk Cousins has ever beaten them.
Yeah, I also saw that too. That he was like, it was. I had a little bit of faith though. A little bit of faith.
Yeah.
No, but just going into that game, watching both teams, there was no way you could say that. Nick Foles and the Bears offense.
Even when the Vikings were good last year and the Bears weren't. Like Chase Daniel literally beat them.
This offense looks like horrific for Chicago.
Yeah, it's worse than the Jets right now. It's worse than the league. The Bears.
They're only scoring points off of special teams, punt returns.
Cordell Patterson just tied the NFL history with 8 kickoff returns.
Yeah. What was it, 108 yards, something crazy that he ran it back for?
No, it was only 100.
Oh man, my pick
is total touchdown returns since he's entered the league.
Something stupid. I'm going Vikings. I'm not wasting time. The Cowboys suck with or without Andy Dalton. It's not going to matter. Even if Ezekiel Elliott is somewhat effective, which he hasn't been this year, you're just not going to beat. Dalvin Cook's going to have a field day. Adam Thielen or Justin Jefferson is going to have a field day. And even if it's close in the first half of the game, it won't be in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going Vikings. But I just don't trust the Vikings either. I know this is Dallas.
You don't have to trust the Vikings. They're playing the Cowboys.
I know, but I will say Dallas almost probably should have upset the Steelers.
Was that more on the Steelers, though? Or more,
well, it's a week-to-week league, and I don't think the Vikings are an extremely good team. Their defense is very week to week. They play well against the Bears, but that's the Bears. So,
Markel, who are you picking?
Oh, the Vikings by far. Okay. I'm not picking no Dallas. Sorry ass team can't beat the Giants. No, thank you.
All right. I don't even want to waste time. What I do want to talk about is this because this is something that deserves time. The Chiefs and Raiders, and I know me and Markel said we're probably going to pick the Chiefs, 10 times out of 10 any given week. The last time they played, the Raiders won, and they were in control the whole entire game.
I'm not picking. Let me tell you, I'm not picking the Raiders to sweep this.
That's not happening again.
Especially after they're doing victory laps. They were doing victory laps after a week.
To talk about it.
No, of course. Oh, yeah. I'm not taking anything away from them. The Raiders have looked pretty good this season. I like Derek Carr. But when you do victory laps,
that's been Markello's guys for anyone watching. I know we didn't record last year, but Markello went to bat for Derek Carr ever since I known him, which has been 2 years. So he's really put it together this year.
Yeah, no.
Put it
Look,
back
man,
together.
he's been getting paid the money to do so. So I'm really glad he's got it like together. But when you're doing victory laps on a team's field on a week in like what was it, week 5 or week 6 that they faced off, like early season, best believe you next time you see them, they are going to give you the works. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to absolutely give the Raiders the works in this game.
I'm not saying they're going to give them the
I still
works.
think it's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be like 40-33.
I don't know,
the last
man.
game was.
No,
the
it's not going to be a
I'm going
blowout.
Chiefs,
But like,
I mean, you guys know my stance on the Raiders going into the year, so like they definitely deserve a lot of credit. I think they're 6-3,
yeah,
so they are way above my expectations.
And don't think the Raiders are not going to come ready to play.
I don't think
no,
Even
they're
has them
definitely
backed
going to
up.
come ready to play. But I just think the Chiefs are going to come more ready.
I think the Raiders will even out a little bit, like toward the end of the year. I think they'll be like 9-7, but I'm gonna go Chiefs here. Like I just think, especially after what was going on last time, like Henry Ruggs got a touchdown deep, and then it was Nelson Aguilar. I don't think I think the Chiefs secondary has been actually very good this year outside of that game. So
No, yeah, look, I'm going Chiefs. There's no way you pick against the Chiefs this year. It's just, the Raiders showed you that there is a way to beat them, like just based off of their personnel and how to match up. And all those players are going to go in genuinely believing they're going to win that game. It's going to be a really good game.
No, it's going to be a great game. Probably one of the better. Yeah, but
it's Sunday Night Football, right? This one.
Yeah,
Sunday night. Yep.
So the primetime games are looking really good this week.
Monday night's looking really good too.
You got Arizona, Seattle, and then Chiefs and Raiders, and then Buccaneers.
So
Rams.
and we have Buccaneers Rams Monday night. I'm going Tom Brady.
Really?
There's no way I'm picking against Tom Brady this week.
This one's tough for me.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. I have to after what the Rams did to Seattle.
The Rams have really impressed me this year defensively.
Dude, that division is just like tough. The NFC West.
I'm going to say this right now. This Rams defense is better than when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
All I know is the league is in for a surprise whenever the Buccaneers offense, figures it out.
No,
don't count the Carolina game when they put up 40-something points because that was, Ronald Jones' 98-yard touchdown run.
Let's go. Give the ball to Ronald Jones. Stop with Leonard Fournette. He's absolute dog shit. Ronald Jones. I don't think Ronald Jones is great either, but Ronald Jones is better
than Fournette.
Than Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette, they show him with there's holes in the Buccaneers offense. He's running straight into the offensive line. Forget him, bro.
Whenever Leonard Fournette's effective in a game, it's not running. It's
Jacksonville left Fournette at the door, and James Robinson is by far better, and it's much nicer to see Jacksonville. The Bucs should maybe take a hint. There's
going to be 1 week where the offense just clicks. They figure it out. Everybody knows their role, what they're supposed to do. The refs are supposed to run where they're supposed to be. And they're going to drop 45 points, except not on a bad Carolina defense. It's going to be on, an elite Indianapolis defense or,
I don't think it's going to be this week.
No, it doesn't mean it's going to be this week, but that doesn't mean they need to score 45 points to win this game.
No, I agree, but I'm actually going to go Rams here. This might be a switch pick.
I like that we're picking different, though.
Yeah, I think Ramsey's going to lock down whoever he guards, play to play. Most likely it'll be Evans. AB is in trouble again, so.
But they defended him, Tampa Bay. They said
they defended him. So did the Patriots.
He's gotten here. He's done everything we asked.
He was gone 3 days later when the Patriots did that too. After evidence came out or more stuff came out. So at this point, I'm not expecting AB to finish the year with the Buccaneers. He might play this game, but that to me just seems like I got a funny feeling the Buccaneers didn't know about that incident. And even though it might not seem that serious, if more additional, I guess, if footage gets leaked or whatever, he's a goner. I think he's on a very short leash, but that doesn't really affect this game. I think he'll be fine to play. He looked pretty good last week. He had a touchdown opportunity that Brady just kind of sailed very early on in the game. But there was a couple of plays that you could see Tom's trusting him. He made some great plays on the sideline. I
think Tom trusts him more than Evans or Godwin.
No, Godwin's his main target. He gets 9 targets a week. I'll agree with you on Evans.
When the game's on the line, I think he'd rather throw the ball to Antonio Brown.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'd throw it to Godwin.
Probably. Yeah, I would throw Godwin, but
I think Godwin's just too easy of a receiver to throw into the slot. But you have the game on the line, it's third down. You can only trust one guy.
Throwing it to Godwin. He will literally get.
I think you throw it to Antonio. I feel like you throw it to Antonio.
Godwin will literally get laid out. You guys seen the touchdown last year against Atlanta, right? Which Winston threw it behind him and he got laid out. That's Godwin. AB will drop that pass. Throw it to Chris Godwin if you need the game.
Ryan's biased. He has him on his fantasy team.
I've had him for 2 years, and just for anyone to know, I picked him before he started breaking out. So yes, I'm Team Godwin all the way. I loved him coming out too. I wanted the Jets to draft him. I think we took Hackenberg in that draft. So
I'm teetering on this game. I don't know.
this one might be a switch because I do like the Bucs, but I can't ignore what I've seen with the Rams on defense, especially.
That's what it is. They're playing so well. They're playing so well.
The Rams are
falling into the trap. The Rams are coming off a stellar win. Everybody's talking about them because who they beat and how they beat them, right? Tom Brady, even though they won against Carolina, it wasn't televised. Nobody's talking about it. They're still talking about the blowout against the Saints. Everybody's going to pick against Tom Brady, and just like Aaron Rodgers, when you pick against them, that's when they win.
I'm going to go reverse psychology. Brady just put up almost 50 points. I feel like he's a little bit over that Saints game. Not for the whole year. I know Brady in the back of his head wants the Saints again in the playoffs. That's just what I know what he's thinking. But for right now, that's he's 2 weeks past that. The Rams are coming off a pretty impressive win, but they've beaten Seattle 5 out of the last 6 times, or 4 out of the last 6. So it's not like a major shock to people. Based on how Russell Wilson played is the shocker, and you could be right. Like, I definitely see a way the Buccaneers win this game, but I also feel like the Buccaneers defense, even though it was better last week, is still not. I feel like I'm gonna trust Sean McVay over Bruce Arians. I feel like the Rams are better coached.
I like Sean McVay better overall as a coach, and it's just funny. Bleacher Report just came out with a thing since we were just talking about whenever everybody's picking against the Packers or Buccaneers, that's when they win. Aaron Jones said that the Packers love haters. He explains to Adam Lefkoe how Green Bay thrives on proving the doubters wrong.
You really proved them wrong last year against the Niners.
Oh, well, that's different. That was just like an overwhelming matchup. They just weren't in the same
I was actually rooting
class.
for the Packers last year too. Once Seattle got out,
They just weren't even in the same class. So
I don't know. I think the Rams are the most interesting team to me in the NFC. They never get talked about as like a serious team.
It's only because of the bad season they had last season.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ever since their Super Bowl dropout, and last year's mess.
Because remember, they're
I feel like they're kind of back.
Well, I was higher on the Rams coming into this year than you were. Or no, you were still high on them.
No, I was high on them. I said they were gonna. Yeah. I said they were better than people thought, and I feel like they're going. I feel like they're going to the playoffs for sure.
They're 100% going to the playoffs. Remember, we said it before. San Francisco fell out with all the injuries.
Yeah, San Fran got hurt.
Yeah, so they're the one team to fall out. The rest of the 3 teams are going to be in it. Even though Seattle's on a losing streak, they're not going to lose forever. They're going to start winning games down the year.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks playoffs.
For the Jets' purposes of Seattle, if you guys want to keep losing, no one's going to stop you. I'm not going to stop you.
Arizona's going to stop them.
Well, it just seems like anybody who can score against Seattle, which is almost every team in the league, can do something.
So, Raquel, which way are you leaning when it comes to Bucs Rams? If you had to make a pick.
I want to go Rams, but I don't want to pick against Tom Brady either. But at the same time, like Ryan said, you just can't ignore what the Rams have been showing us.
No, I'm not telling you to ignore it.
Come join me.
I'm going to go Rams.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
I'm going to go Rams.
That's fine.
Yeah. I think I just can't ignore what I've seen out of this defense. I think, like Ryan said, this defense is better from when they were in the Super Bowl. And that was a crazy, crazy defense. Good luck to Tom Brady this week.
Tom Brady. Ready, Markel? Tom Brady's going to watch this. He's going to see you're picking against him. And then when he plays the Giants in the playoffs, you guys are going to get smoked.
Well, that doesn't happen.
No, it's not. No, history shows this doesn't happen like that. So that's all I could say.
That would be funny if the Giants got it.
Beware.
When it was the Bucs.
If we play Tom Brady, look, man, if the Giants somehow miraculously scrape by and get to the Super Bowl as a 6-10 team,
you're not going to the Super Bowl. I'll guarantee you're not going to the Super Bowl.
If it happens, bro, miracles happen, and we play
the Giants.
I said,
no, you know
Giants...
what? Don't say. There's no reason why the Giants should be there. But when they made it, when they were 8-8 into the playoffs, people were saying the same thing. The Giants suck. Offense sucks. Defense sucks. What a waste of a playoff seed.
I will say, I really like Joe Judge and even Patrick Graham, your defense coordinator. I really feel like he made the right hire at least.
Yeah, good. It was good signings there.
And I know everyone laughed, kind of. They didn't know like who's this Joe Judge guy, special teams coach, and they were like, oh, the wide receiver coach, but Patriots
No,
wide
but we've
receiver.
been saying all year too on the podcast, like the discipline he's bringing to the team. Remember we were talking about the beginning of the year with the penalties things that he was making the players hold the tennis balls at practice, or if they didn't like something they did at practice, they were running laps and stuff. So they were doing suicides. So it's about discipline.
But sometimes it doesn't work
Good
though. 'Cause I
coaching.
know some coaches like he actually hasn't bought in because not every I know some coach tries to install that and it just doesn't work out. I feel like he does have the players kind of respect. It's kind of showing now. I know that their wins have been
people
mostly
speak
against the NFC East.
Logan Ryan, whenever he talks to the media, he talks about Joe Judge like he's his own father.
Who?
Logan Ryan.
Oh, that was a cool story. Like how his
his
Giants training staff saved his wife's life.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Oh my God, the way he talks, he's like, I owe this organization my life. I'm going to play the best football I ever had for the Big Blue.
And that's good to hear, just from like a veteran coming in on a 1-year deal. Like that's a major difference in what
he's going to want us. He sounds like he doesn't want to go nowhere.
No, I know.
Especially now.
That's a
You already
major.
know, regardless how the Giants season ends.
Yeah,
regardless how they end.
It's good for like other players.
Yeah. Regardless of where the Giants finish this year, if it's a devastating loss, whether they're not making the playoffs or in the however it ends, you already know these players are going to be excited for next year. They think next year is going to be their year. They're going to have Saquon back healthy. It's going to be a mindset.
Yeah, and they'll have. I think they have a lot of cap space. Hopefully,
we still do have a bunch of cap.
Hopefully, you have
the problem for you guys though is Dak will be back next year, and as long as they can fix the defensive issues, they're going to be a favorite to win the division. I told you. I remember before week 1, I said Washington's 1 year away. I think Washington's going to be a really good football team next year.
I think, it's funny you say that. I think Dak is going to be on Washington. It's my hot take from now.
I still think Dak's going to be a Cowboy. I think they'll end up taking the best tackle in the draft at like 4.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. I genuinely think the Cowboys are drafting. We can stop the podcast here. I don't want to go about the draft stuff.
Let's end it on this. Let's end it because we've been talking about the Giants.
I mean, look, I just genuinely don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to pass up because I think they're going to be in the 2 or the 3 range.
Maybe
in their
4.
Picks.
Yeah, top 3.
They'll be top 6.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to win another game. Maybe one more.
Yeah, you still have a shot at top 3 quarterback prospect. So
they're not taking a quarterback though.
I got a feeling they're going to take the tackle from Oregon.
Panay Sewell.
Good.
Dude,
really
that's
good.
the Cowboys'
really nice.
MO. They know, especially with still having Zeke Elliott, getting paid what he is. They're going to do the offensive line.
Yeah, Tyron Smith's kind of getting up there, even though he's still good. Like he's coming to in a year or 2.
I don't know.
But with everybody departing, Travis French.
I will say
before we end the podcast, is my main point about the Giants because I mentioned it last week is why I picked against them. Like this is the first time you've beaten Philly, and I know this is like a bad Philly team, whatever. Like I don't care. Like you finally beaten Philly. It's like the first time since like Sam Bradford's been playing quarterback for them. It's been so long.
I'm not picking Philly anymore. I'm done trusting them. Whenever they get their weapons back, I pick them to win, and then they end up losing.
So I feel I don't know. I'm just from the Giants' perspective. I feel like that's kind of like a.
Wait, you guys didn't choose the Giants last week?
No, because I remember I picked them the first time they played the Eagles.
Sickening.
It was on Thursday. I picked them last time.
I only picked them because
I miss a week of the podcast and you guys go rogue.
I picked the Eagles last time too against they play the Giants, but only not because I thought better. I thought they were pretty even with like team wise. I just like it's like a mindset when you played them anytime I see that game being played, the Eagles somehow always win. That's why I was giving credit to like Joe Judge and like your defense coordinator Patrick Graham. I feel and Daniel Jones, man, he finished that run this time. You guys seen the
dude? He has gone back-to-back weeks with no turnovers.
It's unbelievable. Just keep talking about like how
it's crazy. Yeah, no, it's crazy to see what happens. Yeah, how you could score points and win football games when you don't turn the ball over. That was always his problem. He was always throwing picks or fumbling.
There were some good throws in this one too. Sterling Shepard. Like there was a crazy Golden Tate catch.
Dude, there was a crazy Evan Ingram catch that wasn't counted, but it was like insane.
What happened?
Jets wide receiver Brashad Perriman will be limited in practice today. He has a shoulder injury. And Quinnen Williams' hamstring will be limited today. But he's trending in the right direction.
Oh, so that's not ideal. We're just finding it. Perriman's hurt again, possibly. So, but Quinnen didn't play against the Patriots.
No.
So he might be playing this week.
They said trending in the right direction. But Perriman is now listed with a shoulder issue. It's gonna be a fun
We'll
week.
leave it at that. But
Yep.
please, Chargers, pull this one out. Please.
Jameis, I want you to be the franchise guy after this year, man. You better play lights out.
Yeah, this is crazy, by the way.
Just target Michael Thomas like 20 times. I don't care how many yards.
So the NFL rookie rankings just came out from NFL writers and analysts, and Chase Claypool isn't in the top 10.
How many receivers are in there?
T. Higgins and Justin Jefferson.
As Claypool has, I believe, 9 touchdowns in the year.
Your guy's up there, Mekhi Becton, number 9.
That's a little bit surprising, not because of performance, because he's gotten hurt a few times.
Yeah, that's
Where's
crazy.
CeeDee Lamb
Chase
in there?
Claypool's been balling.
Do they have CeeDee Lamb in there?
Nah, it's
Nah.
in order, from 1 to 10. Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Tristan Wirfs, Chase Young, James Robinson, T. Higgins, Antonio Gibson, Mekhi Becton, and Antoine Winfield Jr.
I don't know if
I
I
don't
put
think
Gibson.
Antonio Gibson. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think Gibson should be in there. Not because
Yeah, I
of his
don't think so
talent,
either.
just he's not
Claypool-
utilized to be a top 10
Claypool
rookie.
should be in that spot, even higher.
Yeah.
The rookies, man, they've been so good this year.
All right.
Well,
We'll
thank you
end it
guys
there.
for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Talk to you guys next week.
See you guys next week.